Have you ever looked at your partner across the dinner table and felt a strange sense of deja vu? Not the good kind. I'm talking about that sinking feeling where you realize you've been in this exact same spot emotionally for a long time, maybe 3, 4, maybe 5 years. This is not good. If you are not moving, you're exhausted, you're drained, and yet your first instinct is to say, I'll just give it a little more time. But what if giving it time is actually just a polite way of watching your life evaporate? Today, we're going to talk about the nice guy trap of infinite patience and why your generosity might be the very thing keeping you stuck in a toxic cycle. If you feel like you're giving everything and getting nothing back, this is for you. I want to tell you about a version of myself I'm not always proud of. I used to think I was the most intelligent person in the room. I had the career, the logic, the strategy. But when it came to my heart, I was dangerously naive. I remember being in a relationship where I was the fixer. If she was unhappy, I gave more. If the spark was fading, I planned more. I thought of a relationship like a bank account. If I just kept depositing kindness, eventually I'd be able to withdraw some peace. Years went by. I'm talking years. I woke up one day and realized I was a shell of a man. I was providing a lifestyle, providing emotional support, providing a shoulder to cry on. But when I looked at my own hands, they were empty. There was no warmth coming back, no peace, just the sound of my own clock ticking away. I was giving it time, but time wasn't fixing anything. It was just burying me deeper in a hole of resentment. You can be a genius in your professional life and still be a first grader in your romantic life if you don't understand the law of reciprocity. Let's get one thing straight. When I talk about getting something back, I'm not talking about money. I'm not talking about gifts. A relationship is an ecosystem. When you give to a woman, whether she's your girlfriend or your wife, there has to be a reciprocal flow. What does that look like? It looks like peace. Does your home feel like a sanctuary or a second job? It looks like warmth. When you walk through the door, is there a genuine sense of, I'm glad you're here? It looks like growth. Are you a better man today than you were a year ago because of her influence? If you are giving material, money, stability, time, but you aren't receiving spiritual or emotional, respect, peace, inspiration, you are on the wrong plate. You are essentially pouring water into a cracked bucket. You can pour for eternity, but that bucket will never be full, and you will eventually run dry. Toxic relationships have a way of warping time. You think it was just yesterday that you met, but then you look in the mirror and you've aged 10 years in 3. That is time evaporation. Nice guys stay in this phase because they believe patience is a virtue. And it is, but only when you're waiting for a seed to grow in fertile soil. So we must take care of us. If you're watering a plastic plant, patience isn't a virtue. It's a waste of a life. We need growth. Growth is good for all. But if it's not happening, we need to look into ourselves, our situation, and what we need in life. Spiritual growth, mental growth, and physical growth. If your relationship isn't a vehicle for that growth, it's an anchor. And you need to decide if you're ready to cut the chain before you sink. Before I go, I want you to sit with 3 questions. Be honest with yourself. Nobody else is listening. The peace test. If you stopped giving and fixing for just 48 hours, would your relationship collapse or would your partner step up to hold you? The reciprocity test. In the last month, what is one thing your partner has done that truly fueled your soul or made you a better man? The time test. If you stay exactly where you are for another 5 years, will you be proud of the man you've become, or will you regret the time you let evaporate? Growth happens when we stop hiding in the shadows of patience and start demanding purpose. I want to hear from you in the comments. Have you ever felt like you were giving it time, only to realize you were just losing time? What was the moment you realized things had to change? Let's start a conversation down there. Your story might be the wake-up call someone else needs to hear today. Comment below and see you in the next one.